Hello class 8, welcome back to your online class. We are left with the last chapter, that is chapter 5, adverbs. Please take it on page 37. And in this chapter we will see what is an adverb, we will see kinds of adverbs, we will see formation of adverbs, we will see comparison of adverbs, and then position of adverbs. Okay. Now, what is an adverb? An adverb is a word that qualifies or modifies your verb, your adjective, or another adverb. Okay, for example, he ran fast. So here fast is your adverb. It modifies the verb ran. So he is the subject here. Ran is your verb. Okay, it's an action, and fast is your adverb here, which tells us that how did he ran fast, the speed of him running. So that is fast. So it modifies the verb ran. That is your adverb fast. The apple was very sweet. Now here very modifies the adjective sweet. Now we are talking about the apple here, which is sweet, but how sweet it is? It is very. Okay, so here it is modifying the adjective sweet. Adjective is your sweet, and telling us how sweet it is. It is very. So very is your adverb here, which is modifying the adjective sweet. In your third example, he walked rather slowly. So here he is subject here, walked is your verb here, and it is modifying the adverb, okay, another adverb, that is slowly. So rather is your adverb here. Okay, so here we also know that adverb not only modifies your verb and adjective but also another adverb. So rather is your adverb here, which is modifying the another adverb, that is slowly. Okay, now we have kinds of adverbs. Okay, there are 6 to 7 kinds of adverbs we are going to see in this chapter. The first one is adverbs of manner. The adverbs of manner tells us how an action takes place. Okay, for example, he laughed loudly. So he is a subject here, laughed is your action verb, okay, and loudly is your adverb. And what kind of adverb? It's an adverb of manner, because it tells us how an action takes place. Okay, adverbs of place tells us where an action takes place. For example, I lived here. So I is the subject, lived is your verb, and here is adverb of place, here. Okay, so adverb of place. Adverb of time tells us when an action takes place. When an action takes place. For example, I have done this before. So I will be subject, have done. Okay, have done this before is your we are signifying a time here, so adverbs of time. So this before tells us about when an action is taken place, so it's adverbs of time. Fourth one is adverbs of frequency. It tells us how often an action occurs. How often do you do some kind of or any action? For example, meeting your grandparents, going to meet your grandparents, or going for a vacation, uh, or maybe playing badminton. So any action, how often you do, okay, or how often an action occurs is your adverbs of frequency. So I fell down twice. So I fell down is your verb. So twice is your frequency. Okay, the action been occurring. Okay, so that is adverbs of frequency. So by far we have seen 4 adverbs of manner, how the action takes place, adverbs of place, where does it take place, adverbs of time, when an action takes place, and adverbs of frequency, how many times an action occurs. Next one is adverbs of degree. Tells us the degree or extent of an action or a quality. So adverbs of degree, it tells us the quality of an action. Okay, degree or extent of an action of a or a quality. For example, I was very sick, so it tells us about the any action but in a very extended way, like so that we can emphasize more. Okay, like I was very sick, so I was sick is just to say that I was sick. But if I say I was very sick, so very here is your adverb. And what kind of adverb? Adverb of degree, because it is a extent form of an action. Okay, or it's a quality. So very is your quality, how sick you were. So that is what adverbs of degree is. Next one is adverbs of reason. Now adverbs of reason itself tells you, it states a reason. Okay, they answer the question, generally they answer the question why. Okay, so that is what, when you get adverbs of reason. You received a call from his father, therefore he left. Okay, so adverbs of reason, therefore is your adverb, and it's a reason here. He left. Why did he left? Why did he leave? Because he received a call from his father. So maybe some emergency was there. Therefore, he has to leave. Okay. Therefore, he left. So that is the reason. Adverb is your therefore. And the last one we are going to see is adverbs that are used in asking questions is called interrogative adverb. We know interrogative very well. So adverbs of interrogative adverbs are those which is used in asking questions. Okay, for example, where is Meera? It is interrogative adverb of place. Okay, where, you need to know the place where she is. When did the train leave? That is interrogative adverb of time. Why did he cry? Interrogative adverb of reason, because you want to know why she was crying. How did you manage this? So interrogative adverb, that is manner. Okay, so for the first phase, that is done. We saw definition, we saw kinds of adverbs. Now we will see formation of adverbs. Okay, page number 39. The formation of adverbs. Adverbs are formed from adjective in the following ways. So adverbs are usually formed from adjectives. Okay, most adjectives add ly to form adverbs. Okay, so most of the adjectives add ly to form adverbs. For example, loud is the adjective, adding ly becomes adverb, loudly. Quick is the adjective, adding ly becomes quickly, adverb. When an adjective ends in y preceded by a consonant, the y is changed to I and ly is added. For example, happy becomes happily. So when an adjective ends with y, okay, it is preceded by a consonant, the y that you have at the end is changed to I. Y is changed to I. And what do we add? Ly to it. Okay, for example, happy becomes happily. HAPP, Y, remove Y and we are adding I to it and ly to it. So happily. Angry, angrily. Okay. When the adjective ends in E, the E is dropped and ly is added. For example, true, TRUE, true. TRUE is removed and we add ly to it, becomes truly. Double, again ends with E, we will remove E and L is already there, so we just need to add Y to it, doubly. Okay, so that is how formation of adverb is done from adjective. Page 40. Not all words ending in ly are adverbs. Also keep in mind, adjectives can also end in ly. For example, friendly, lively, lonely and cowardly. Some words can be used as adverbs as well as adjectives. Some words we can use for both adverb and adjective. Look at these examples. She is an early riser. Early we have used as an adjective. She started for the airport early. Again, the word early is used for adverb. This is a very hard nut. Hard, adjective. He works hard every day. Hard, adverb. This is a straight road. Straight, adjective. Go straight down that road. Straight, used for adverb. Late, long, short, fast, and daily are some more common words that have the same form as an adverb and an adjective. So there is a difference between adjective and adverb, but there are also certain words which we can use for both the cases, adjective and adverb. Okay, and there are like common words also which have the same form in adverb and adjective. With that we need to keep in mind, we have to follow this page 40. Please see that. Then page 41 we will see comparison of adverbs. Okay. The adverbs like adjectives can be used to make comparisons. So like how adjectives are used to make comparison, so adverbs also can be done for that, for the same use. The degrees of comparison are, what do we have for degrees of comparison for adverbs? We have positive, comparative and superlative degree. For example, Rahim writes neatly. It's a simple sentence. Okay, there is no comparison, there is no superlative framing of the sentence. So it's a positive sentence, it's a positive degree. Rahim writes neatly. His brother writes more neatly than him. Here if you see, here we are comparing two people here. Okay, his brother and him. So, and the word that is used for comparing is more neatly. More is a form of comparing, so it is in comparative degree. The sister writes the most neatly, and most is in the form of superlative, so most neatly is in superlative form. The sentence is in superlative degree. We form the comparative and superlative forms by adding er and est. I'm sure you know about that. So comparative ends with er and superlative ends with est respectively. To the positive degree of most adverb, for example fast, most of the positive degree that we have, okay, like fast, sweet, bitter, beautiful or not beautiful, we add more and most to it. Then we have ugly. Okay, so there are so many examples, so many positive degree. Just adding er and est, we change it to comparative and superlative degree. Like fast becomes faster, comparative. Fastest, superlative. Hard, harder, comparative. Hardest, superlative degree. We also form the comparatives and superlatives by adding more and most, yes or no, respectively. To the positive degree of many adverbs, for example, happily, more happily, most happily. Some adverbs form the comparatives and the superlatives in an irregular way, for example, and some there is comparative and superlative in a very irregular way. There is no such rules and regulation. Like some words are there, okay, like little, less, least. Okay, so if you see, there is no regularity in them. Much, more and most. Okay, that is comparison of adverb. Then we have position of adverb. Now adverbs of manner, time and place are placed after intransitive verb or after the object of the verb in verb is transitive. Okay, now I'm pretty sure, I think we have done transitive and intransitive in earlier previous classes. Now transitive is something where you have object, okay, a presence of object, and intransitive is a sentence where there is absence of object. Okay, now adverbs of manner, time and place are placed, okay, adverbs, okay, adverbs of manner, place and time, they are placed after intransitive verbs. Okay, after intransitive verbs or after the object if the verb is transitive. So if there is a verb, it's a transitive verb, and after the object, adverbs of manner, time, places is placed, and in intransitive verb, so when there is no object but there is a verb, after intransitive verb we use adverbs of manner, time and place. You see here in the example here, Arun sang loudly. It's adverbs of manner. Okay, loudly. Okay, so Arun is a doer here. Sang is the verb here, and there is no object. So it is intransitive sentence. And loudly is your manner. How did he sang? Yes or no? Loudly. So adverbs of manner. It's an intransitive verb. Cross the road carefully. Again, cross the road. The road is your object here. Okay, what we are crossing? The road. The road is your object here. That means it is transitive sentence. And carefully is your manner. So adverb of manner. So similarly, there are adverbs of place, time. Please see that. The adverbs of frequency and degree are normally placed between the subject and the verb. So between the subject, that means the one who's doing the action, and the action, verb. Okay, so in between them, adverbs of frequency and degree are normally placed. Okay. Between the subject and the verb if the sentence contains only one verb. If it's only one verb, that time. Okay, for example, he always meets people in the afternoon. That is adverbs of frequency. He is the subject here. The action is, or verb is, meets. Okay, people in the afternoon. Meets is your verb here. So always is the frequency, adverbs of frequency. Yes or no? So here we have placed between the subject and the verb. Okay, then we have adverbs are also placed after the first auxiliary or helping verb if the verb consists of more than one word. For example, the guests have just arrived. So when you have when adverbs are placed after the first auxiliary and helping verb, or helping verb if the auxiliary verb is only known as helping verb. Okay, if the verb consists of more than one word. Okay, so when you have more than one word, that time we place after the auxiliary or helping verb. So the guest is the subject here, have just arrived. So have and arrived is your adverb. Okay. Oh, sorry, have and arrived is your helping verb, just is your adverb. Okay. Adverbs are placed after the forms of the verb be. Like for be, we use, these are the words we are going to use for be. Okay, beb, am, is, was, were. For example, she is seldom late. So adverbs are placed after the forms of the verb be, that is am and is. Okay, was or were. He is seldom late. Seldom is again your adverbs of time. When an adverb modifies an adjective or another adverb, it usually comes before the word it modifies. For example, it is rather sultry day. The position of the adverb needs carefully handling as the position alters the implication of the sentence. For example, David only reached Pune yesterday. Only David reached Pune yesterday. So the position of adverbs needs carefully handling as the position alters the implication or meaning of the sentence. So placing or the order of the position of the adverb is very important. Okay. Now let us look at the use of common adverbs that are often you're confused of. The adverbs very and to are used when an adjective or another adverb, he did the work very nicely, she is too lazy to finish the work. The adverbs fairly and rather both mean moderately, but fairly is chiefly used with favorable adjectives and adverbs, while rather is used before unfavorable ones. We use very with adjectives or adverbs in the positive degree and much with the comparative degree. Okay, so very is used with adjective or adverb in the positive degree only, but much is used for comparative degree. Okay, so that is all for this chapter. I want you all to revise, and since we have completed the syllabus for our first unit test, we'll have one virtual class where we'll be discussing our doubts. Okay, and if you're finished watching the video, then I will give you the exercises that you have for chapter 5. I want you all to write down in your copy, and prepare yourself for your first online test. For virtual classes we'll have before your test, so by tomorrow I'll let you know. Okay, that's all. Thank you.